First official time.
Good to see you, CJ.
Curtis Stephen joins us now. We also have with him Daniel Smith from Tomerlin Bookkeeping.
Thanks for having me.
So, I mean, this is really cool, though. I mean, to have an opportunity coming up where you got a fiduciary and you have a tax specialist really in the same room. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, we've got an event coming up, and as far as I'm concerned, it's very uncommon. Often I have to refer people to their tax specialist to verify things, and so we're going to have Daniel and Corey from Tomerlin Bookkeeping in a room in an event with us. That's over 40 years of tax preparation, tax planning, and we're going to I'm going to bring the fiduciary side, they're going to bring the tax side, and we're going to try to boil it down into something that should be rare and uncommon, and we think people should take advantage of it.
Well,
absolutely.
Right. Well, and this is where I find this so fascinating because I'm sure there's so many times where if this wasn't in this given environment with the event, it's you get a question asked and you go, well, you got to ask your CPA that, or you got to ask someone else that question. So to have that really in the room to bounce the ideas back and forth and get those questions answered, that's really good.
Absolutely. I think it's kind of what we're looking for here as far as bringing all that kind of under the same hub. So it's kind of like it's connected, a little easier for the client, a little more efficient in that aspect, and provides them more real-time information so they can make more relevant decisions.
Well, and it all ties in together because I couldn't even begin to tell you what how to even begin my taxes. I'm a really easy, person. But when you start getting advanced, like my parents' stuff and everything else, those things matter, deductions and everything else. On top of your, retirement, your investment portfolios, how are those things looking? Are they tax deductible? I'm sure that always comes into play, or at least there's a question asked. This is going to be really unique, Curtis, and this is something that I feel like you've really been striving to do, is really create these environments in which, you see these situations arise time and time again, and you're trying to find a solution to those problems, I
mean, I have to look at tax, and I have to look at tax returns. I mean, some people make too much money to contribute to a Roth, so we've got to look at, so I'm always looking at tax returns, but that's nothing, in my opinion, compared to what Daniel and Corey bring to the table.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
They have thousands of clients. They've looked at thousands of tax returns. And so to have both of us in the same room where we're held accountable to the community, that's where I feel like we're really going to impact people. This is about helping people and having them leave with something that they can use.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, man. I mean, every time you're on, it's about really creating a really cool environment for not even your clients, but anyone that really is interested in just learning more about this, because there's not a lot of opportunities, and to have that is really unique and really just such a valuable asset too.
I'd say that's accurate. I mean, as far as, taxes don't have to be scary. They typically aren't the most entertaining thing, I guess, for those who aren't in the profession, even those of us who are in sometimes. But I would say, that's the ultimate goal, is just trying to make it more effective for them in regards to how it's understood or how it's presented to them, so that they can make, again, more relevant and sometimes long-term decisions. Yeah,
so basically this is for you if you're tired of leaving money on the table unnecessarily and unknowingly. Yeah. If you want to minimize your taxes in retirement, if you want to understand how Social Security, look, I help people make money, right? That's what we do at Stevens Planning, but the more you keep, the more you can grow. Right. And so that's where working with professionals like licensed attorneys on the estate planning, which is the last step in our process, or the second step, which is minimizing taxes. And that's where Tomerlin Bookkeeping, we have clients that we've done 72Ts with, help them retire early. We've been sharing clients since I've been in the business.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yep, they're a good company. They know what they're doing, and they are busy, but they know what they're doing.
We do know.
Well, and the thing is, though, it's really cool to have this type of relationship when we're coming to this, because so many times I feel like that's where issues can arise when you have maybe a really good firm or a really good tax preparer, whatever you have, but then you have another aspect of your well-being, financial, that just falls short. So you're kind of always compensating, and here you aren't, because you guys have a strong relationship. You've worked together. So, I mean, this is really cool, man. This is great for everybody that's in the area, and really a good opportunity out there.
Absolutely.
We think so. And we like to, I think we do a decent job of making it entertaining, right? Nobody wants to come and beat their head and, just talk about the tax code. So we try to liven it up, and we give things out to make it entertaining. So we encourage people to come down and check it out.
Well, and now, so what will you guys cover in all of this, and what will the structure kind of look like?
I mean, ultimately, we encourage people to bring questions. An ideal setting for me is something that doesn't have too many people at it. We can talk, we can interact. If you're willing to put your business out there a little bit and not hijack what we're doing, we're willing to talk about it and give you a real answer right in the room, because there's probably someone else in that room that has the same question. They just didn't want to ask it.
Oh, yeah. I'm that guy. I'm 1,000% that guy. I'm like, let's see who else is going to walk off the plank first. Yeah, you know, come on, work smarter, not harder, you know? No, I'm just kidding. Ask your question seriously, because you aren't going to know unless you ask. You know, and I think so many times we do that because we're fearful of the answer.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm always told the worst thing you could be told is no, or the worst thing you could be told in this situation is not really here, you know? I don't know, but it's your knowledge is power, and you're really providing that knowledge to people here with this. This is really cool.
Danny, I think we can promise that it won't be a bunch of Excel spreadsheets the whole time, right?
I do love Excel. I will try to keep them to a minimum.
No QuickBooks class this time.
Yeah, not this time.
Well, I just really like this. Oh, man. Is there going to be food served with this or lunch?
Yeah, there's lunch included. We'll have some food for you. It's not a 5-course meal. We want people that are curious about what we're talking about. We don't want anybody hangry, so we're going to have some good food for you. And we'll, you know, it's always a better time with some munchies around.
Go to StevensPlanning.com/events. That's what you see on your screen here. You see that lunch and learn that I just highlighted. I'm not zoomed in yet today because I got my seeing wear in, so I can do this. Go to register now. It takes you right over to Calendly. You fill out your information when that loads, just like that. You select that time, and you are good to go, my friends, and you are a part of that lunch and learn. What's the cost to attend?
It's free, no obligation either. We really want to educate the community, because I can speak for myself, and I believe Tomerlin Bookkeeping, when we're tired of people even just giving money to the government when they don't have to.
Well, and you know, I just think it's so cool that you guys are really making this about just bringing awareness and bringing insights to people. You know, and so many times I felt like it's, you know, when it comes to financial wellness and really just anything when it comes to our financial side of life, it was one of those things where you either knew somebody that knew what they were doing and you kind of got in, or you just somewhat figured it out. I just never was, because all of this is kind of a foreign language to me. But when you have a good team, and you have a team of great people around that team too, I mean, like what you guys are providing, I mean, it really is for anybody, I think, of all you know, experience levels, if you will, whether you're 50 or, you know, 25, you know, going into this. I think it's really important that everyone shows up.
Absolutely.
I like this. You guys got a moment to take a quick break?
Absolutely.
Awesome. 9:35.
You're running the show, boss.
Hardly. 9:34. 9:34. A little bit of change. We'll take a quick break. We're gonna come back, talk more about this great event, and a little bit more. We'll see what happens. My buttons aren't working today. It's every time I come back into work on a Monday, you know.
But it can cost you thousands if ignored. Archer Roofing and Restoration are storm damage and roof replacement experts, offering free inspections to catch problems early. We'll help with your insurance claim and provide financing options that make protecting your home affordable. Proudly veteran-owned and community-focused. Always on your side. Call 618-575-0016 or visit archerroof.com today.
If you thought quality home building was a thing of the past, think again. Welcome to Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes, an award-winning builder known for craftsmanship, attention to detail, and homes designed around the way you live. From thoughtful design to expert construction, every home we build reflects decades of experience and a commitment to doing things the right way. Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes, award-winning homes built with pride. Visit Pasley.com to learn more and start building your dream home today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
This July, the fastest boats in the world take over the Mississippi. Catch the thrill of F1 powerboat racing, July 17th to 19th, Riverfront Park in Alton, Illinois. Speed, rivals, champions. This is more than a race. It's the Powerboat National, kicking off the Meet and Greet Street Party July 17th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Max in downtown Alton. Cold beer and live music. Alton Powerboat Nationals F1 Powerboat Racing, July 17th to 19th. Don't miss the action.
Welcome back. You know, I was saying before we even started the segment today, I always forget. I try to match the show with, like, you know, my outfit. Like, I always have the Alton shirt's always a safe bet. You know, like, no one's really going to be too offended with an Alton shirt. And then I'm like, oh man, Curtis always comes in with his jackets, and I got a match. So, like, I'm throwing the whole vibe off. Like, I'm the guy that, like, showed up to your scramble that's never played golf before, that's just happy to be there in his, like, tennis shoes. And, you know, I'm telling you, I'm throwing it off, man. This will change next Monday, Curtis.
We don't want to see it, TJ. We'll see what happens. First impressions matter to me. I don't like to overdress. If you do business with me, you probably will see me wearing something like this or a short sleeve button up.
You weren't overdressed. That's the problem. I'm like, what are you doing today? I'm looking at myself like, you're just such a bum, CJ. You know?
My parents taught me first impressions matter.
That's true.
With that being said, going into this a little bit more, it's always going to be a great first impression, I think, with Stevens Planning. Take me through your process a little bit and some of just getting to know your business a little bit more as we start our, segments here going forward.
Yeah, CJ, thanks for asking. At Stevens Planning, what we try to do is work with clients, empower them, help them take control of their financial future. And to do that, there's got to be a little bit of education, right? I mean, I don't know all things. That's why I work with attorneys and tax professionals. But we put that together for a comprehensive financial plan. And it starts with your investments, right? Of course, you want to make money, but if you lose half of everything you own, things shift real fast.
Right.
It kind of doesn't matter. So we focus on the things that are non-negotiable. What does it take to secure your future? Then we focus on minimizing taxes, because the more you keep, the more you can grow. And that's where we get help from tax professionals. But having a bucket of money that the value is going up, that's not sustainable and predictable income, is it?
No.
So that's another plan, right? And that's something we address as well. Then we get into life planning, right? And that's where maybe long-term care, maybe life insurance, but that's where you worry about things like care, dignity, control. And then finally, where I work with Liz, and you've met her.
She's great.
We focus on financial continuity. We want to leave a financial legacy, not a burden. And every one of those 5 steps requires attention and some planning.
Well, and
that's a long answer, but that's what we do to make sure we do it right.
It's a really good answer, though, because I think so many times, especially younger people, it takes, it took us a little bit to figure it out, or you always hear that. But to have, I feel like this in front of you, where you really put, pen to paper, you're putting this down, it really creates such a structure, because you have the goal, you have true goals to obtain, and to hit and make sure that you're hitting the mark as you're, aging and as you're going through the chapters of life. It's really important, man.
Yeah, and it's things people they normally don't take the time to think about, and that's okay. That's why we're here.
That's why we need you to go over to StevensPlanning.com and book appointments, because we can help everybody help themselves today. What's your favorite part of this job? Is it work? Is it getting to know the person, or is it watching the formula work?
For me, it's, with my background in EMT, working in hospitals, watching people die, taking care of the families and all stages of them declining. For me, it's about connecting with people and serving first. I'm called to make a difference, not a living. And so as long as I'm helping people and connecting, I know I don't have to worry about my business surviving. So that's my favorite part, is being able to connect with people and actually help them in a real way.
I like that. And as you're looking through your Rolodex, and you're working through your, partnership, I know we had Liz on the show, what's it like to be able to collaborate with agencies and businesses like Tomerlin and being able to really help your clients, or really help yourself when it comes to just the knowledge you obtain that way too?
It translates to a lot of different hats I put on, right? Sometimes I've got to be, when families have a major loss, lose a loved one, sometimes you got to speak life and encourage people. That's part of the gig. And so, I'm sorry, I thought about a conversation I've recently had. I'm not going to lie. Ask me that question again, CJ. The confidence. That's what you're talking about. Sorry. So working with a team, it enables me to look people in the eye and say, I'll coordinate that with your tax profession, and we're going to make sure that you're in the right spot for the IRS, and know it, and that I don't have to worry about the client transferring that. I get to fully do my job and ensure that care is handed off to the other professional. Yeah. And it's a true coordination that takes the stress and the burden off the client. And that's what people want to work with. They want to work with folks that can give them a peace of mind and a confidence. And so that confidence in that plan translates to the client because they know they have their chess pieces where they should be working for them.
100%. I mean, I couldn't have said it, but it's like why would I work on my roof? I mean, yeah, I can YouTube it and figure it out. Or I could just go ahead and call the professionals and go, wow, my roof's brand new and done by the time I got home from work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really is. It's the peace of mind, the confidence in life. I mean, it really is navigating, knowing you have a good team. And, you know, Daniel, as we go over to Tomerlin a little, take me through just the day-to-day. What's it look like?
I mean, so at Tomerlin we offer, tax preparation and accounting services for businesses and personal, individual alike. So from January to April, it's pretty crazy in there. We're heavy on the tax side. At Tomerlin, we do maintain accounting for many of our business clients that we have also as personal clients. So day to day, it's, during tax season, 8 to 6, we have 6 preparers who are actively preparing returns daily. We take drop-offs to accommodate the customers who can't make it during the business days, and do remote or virtual follow-ups with them to kind of correspond on the tax side. Tax planning and consulting, that's year-round. So the benefit of us, I guess, with our preparation, when you come to Tomerlin and you have your tax return prepared, when you leave, the service doesn't end there. It's year-round. We're here for questions. We're here for strategizing, with Curtis and kind of planning and those kind of things, just to make sure that, you're comfortable, understand how things are taxed, different life events happen, so how different income is taxed in those stages of life and how that affects you long-term. Just so, again, peace of mind and confidence.
I like it. And I also heard you guys have offer space as well during tax season.
Hey, if you need one, we could probably find a spot.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll have 6 people calling you tomorrow. Oh, man. No, I think it's cool. Take me through, what's it like? Because I got to break the fourth wall here. You actually were a fly on the wall and watching this during tax season, correct?
Well, I mean, that's one of the ways that I've got to know Tomerlin. I've hung out with Terry, and he let me. One of my goals is to serve my clients the best I can be. And so that could look like me asking someone who knows a lot more about taxes than me earlier in my career, like Tomerlin bookkeeping, to say, hey, I want to be more like you guys. I want to learn and serve my clients in the highest capacity. Can I hang out a little bit? Yeah. And they oblige me. And so, that's part of how I've been able to get to know these people, see the back office.
I love it.
I'm not just talking about this. I've seen what they do back there. I know how they serve their clients. I'm one of their clients, and they also serve my clients. So you called me out on that, CJ. I didn't expect you to. But that is how, I do my due diligence to make sure that my people are being served in the highest capacity. I'm not going to learn taxes for about 40 years and then know what they know in the next 5 years. So it makes sense for me to resource those things.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I love it, man. Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because you're actively, pursuing knowledge. You're actively working. And I think it's really important for anyone that's your client now or wants to be in the next couple of days or weeks. I mean, you're always trying to better yourself for your clients. And I think that's so important. Just like having a good sports team. You can't just have the same team for 10 years. The guys get old eventually. Correct. We've watched that with the Cardinals, and it's just been
regardless of my business, I think that's something we should also try to do.
100%.
Personally, professionally, we should always aim to be better every day.
You're right, man. And it's really cool to see this translate. And so, as we're going back to this, coming up on June the 5th, it's a Friday at noon. You can find out more by going to StevensPlanning.com. You click on the event link. We'll take you back there in a second when we wrap up so you can see it. Seats are limited to this, though, and this is where you guys really need to kind of get this on your radar now. Book it for Friday, so that way you already know what you're doing for your lunch spot. So I think it's time to challenge you guys. You don't just want the easy FAQs out there. I think you probably bring your toughest questions.
Come on with the heat. We want. That's why we're here. There's people not getting answers and they get lost in between professionals. Come on with it.
Well, and I like what you guys were saying earlier with it. I mean, it's not just going to be an Excel sheet. You're like, all right, if you look at cell C5 here, it's really cool that you guys are at least setting the tone and really making it an experience to where you're not just going, well, that was good information, but I don't remember it. It's retainable. It really is something
to be engaging.
Yeah, that's really cool. What else should we talk about when it comes to the event?
Daniel, go ahead. I've been talking too much. Go ahead, buddy. What you got?
I mean, we'll be kind of just addressing the different things that that you might, for individuals, that you would see in retirement, just kind of breaking down different sides of the taxes and then also the different income pieces and how those variables play into retirement and or planning for retirement, whether you're in retirement or...
Oh, sorry. And just so... Oh, were you still talking, Daniel?
No.
Uh-oh. Okay. I didn't... Uh-oh. I couldn't... honestly, man,
I was feeding off of you guys.
Okay, all right. I kind of couldn't hear you.
We're all working
Well,
together.
I'm not going to talk, so go ahead.
No. I do have one.
To you.
I have one question, and this might be a silly one, but I've always thought, is there ever a time where, there's a tax law that's grandfathered in for a certain generation? Like if something was beneficial for Gen X, and then they, all of a sudden it kind of gets taken away, but... Does it ever stay grandfathered in? Like if there was a tax law from 2000 or 1985 that still lasts today for the people that were paying their taxes then?
I hate to say this, but it's probably going to be one of those scenario case-by-case situations.
Really? I've always thought about that.
There's just different aspects that come into play. The different generations, how those pieces were, protected and passed through that those generations. So. Those different pieces, and then how that kind of correlates with other sides of their investments and things of that nature. So it would be a conversation. I would say that a lot of times, again, case by case, and I would...
CJ, great example of why most of our answers, honestly, are probably, and that's why we like people to bring them. It's going to start with it depends.
Yeah, it has.
Because all rule has, there's a backdoor for almost every IRS rule, and there's loopholes on the financial rules too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find that in some cases, depending on the situation, it's gone either way, or there's different interpretations to the rule. But just being compliant and kind of having those conversations kind of helps develop, whether you are compliant and understanding the requirements there to be so.
I have one final CJ question here on tax related things. So if you aren't in like a high tax bracket, is it really that important to save all your gas receipts and everything? Or is it still going to fall under the standard deduction amount?
Are we talking for the business?
No, for personal. I hate to ask a personal, but I've just had this argument the last couple of days.
Come to the lunch and learn.
Yeah, come to the lunch and learn. Okay, joking.
No, things like that. I would say the proper answer there. No, you should keep records of all expenses in which you intend to deduct, whether they be paper or electronic. I'm kind of hard to digital, like keeping paper and faded receipts. Eventually, that's more of a nightmare than anything.
Goes away pretty quick.
I'd say within reason and kind of understanding what the deduction is, what benefit that is adding for you in tax terms, and is it audit worthy? Those are probably going to be where you kind of
gotcha.
Should focus your attention. But I would say definitely keep receipts for anything, obviously, that you're deducting, especially if it's a business expense or something of that nature.
You can find out more information by going to StevensPlanning.com. That's StevensPlanning.com. You can see right here, taxes and retirement lunch and learn. That's where my little mouse is right now. And
about 40 minutes, CJ.
Oh,
that's all it is. We're going to try to get all this in about 40 minutes.
In and out like the CIA. You can join the team on Friday, June the 5th, 12 p.m., right there at 620 East Broadway at the Wedge. Click on register now. It'll take you to that Calendly. You're taken care of and good to go. Guys, thanks so much as always, Curtis, for stopping by. And really nice to get to know you a little bit more and really get to learn more about Tomerlin. Daniel?
Appreciate you.
Pleasure as always, CJ. Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back with a conversation and keep this show moving. Right after that, RiverBender.com. And, man, my button's not working. It just